afternoon, folks. Big Bo here with another great Class B motorhome value from Parkway RV Center. Folks, the last one of these I had several months ago sold the same afternoon the video posted. These are extremely rare. This is a 2001 Dynamax Starflyte. This is only a 21-foot Class B plus motorhome. So it's the same size as a standard half-ton pickup truck. It's the same size as a Class B camper van as far as lengthwise, but you're talking about something that has a lot more space, a lot more comfortable, and drives a lot better than a single-wheel camper van too, because this has a dually rear end, so it's got a wider body. You can drive it, park it in a regular parking space. Built on a Ford heavy-duty E350 chassis, got the V-10. It's got a 2.8 Onan generator that runs great, even though you really don't need it that much. Look at the tires on it. I mean, they look great. It got an awning. You know, these are nice units. They're all fiberglass roofs, so very, very little maintenance. And for this age of motorhome, it's in extremely nice condition. I mean, folks, it's not perfect. I never say they're like new. It is 16 years old, so there are going to be, like any used motorhome, a few cosmetic imperfections. But like I said, I've got a Class B camper van parked next to it for comparison. It's the exact same length. 5,000-pound towing hitch on the back. Got window awnings on both sides, crank out awning on the side. Dash air is ice cold and actually keeps the entire motorhome comfortable, so you're not going to run the generator much while you're driving. The only time you'd really use it is if you were boondock camping and didn't want to run your motor all night. I mean, this thing just drove in 350 miles in. It's in great shape. Glass is perfect. I mean, it's an 01, folks. I'm not going to lie to you, but I looked these things up. Back in 2001, this thing was almost $90,000. And here it is for $24,900. I mean, put a pencil to that, folks. You're saving a ton of money, so for the kind of money you're saving, trust me, a little dinged in or a faded spot, you can deal with that for that kind of savings. I mean, you're talking $65,000. in savings right here. But a good looking RV, and we're going to make sure everything on it works. Let's take a look inside this 2001 21-foot Starflyte by Dynamax. Got a nice wide door. Got a little fold-out screen. You step inside, there's not a lot of carpet, which I like. This is ideal for 2 or 3 people, folks. You've actually got a 21-foot motorhome, same size as a half-ton pickup truck, and you can sleep 3 people in here. Up here in the front, you've got a wireless backup camera. You can see it works great. Dash air's ice cold, no check engine light. I've got the parking brake on, that's why the brake light's on. Factory CD stereo, power windows, power locks. It's got 86,000 miles, which, folks, smaller motorhomes get used more than big motorhomes. I mean, that's pretty much a fact. You know, big motorhomes, you use them 2 or 3 times a year for week-long trips. This is something you can jump in, take a day trip in. But 86,000 miles, as well as this motorhome has been taken care of, shouldn't even be a concern. This thing's got years and years of life left to it if you take care of it, and it's definitely going to save you a lot of money. Generator has got 158 hours on it. And the only time you're ever really going to run the generator is if, like I said, you were boondock camping somewhere, you want to run your air conditioner. This little seat right here makes a single bed. It actually folds out all the way to the other side, and you use the extra cushions that you don't use from the couch in the back to make your mattress. Pretty ingenious how it works. It's got a table that sits up there. You can set it up right there, and the table's right behind that extra chair and that broom right there. Or you can set it up back here at the rear sofa. Now, this rear sofa makes a double, almost a queen size bed, and you use the unused cushions to make your mattress over here, so you can sleep 3 people very comfortably in 2 separate beds, which is pretty amazing to me for only a 21-foot motorhome. You've got a rear corner bathroom, and this is the wet bath, so you've actually got a pretty decent sized shower right here. But like I said, it's a wet bath, so it's what we call a time saver option. You can do it all in one place. And, you know, this is, for a small motorhome like this is a nice size shower. You got an outside sink, which is nice because most of the wet baths don't have an outside sink. Got a medicine cabinet, plenty of closet or plenty of hanging space, ducted roof air that works great. This like I said, this is like a sectional style sofa back here. Makes a double, almost a queen size bed. You got fluorescent lighting throughout the entire RV. Solid wood cabinets all the way around. They didn't waste any space in this, folks. Ducted roof air, which will absolutely run you out of here. It's got a furnace, water heater. It's got a two-way RV refrigerator freezer. And folks, remember, 24/9 is going to include a major systems check by our certified RV techs. And we're going to go through this thing, make sure everything works. If there's anything on that list that doesn't work, we're going to fix it no matter what it costs, or replace the part no matter what it costs, and not go up on the price of dime, folks. You know, I had to put a $1,700 fridge in one last week, and I didn't go up on the price of dime. That's those haggle-free prices. You know, haggle-free. People look at haggle-free like they're not wanting to negotiate, but it goes both ways. You know, we don't go down, but we can't go up either. That's the price you pay. It does have an HDTV that's been added to it. Got a CD player up there in the corner, and you can look at the ceiling. It's got the padded headliner, the upgrade fantastic vent fan. And I'll be honest with you, folks, it's almost 90 degrees today. And I had the generator running earlier, but I don't need it because the dash air is cooling this entire motorhome off. Now, is it going to instantly cool it off when it's 100 degrees outside? No, you're going to have to let it run for a little bit. Or run the generator, run the roof air if you're in a hurry to cool it off. But I'm going to tell you right now, this thing is nice and comfy with just a dash air on. And I like that. That's something you don't hardly see. And I drive a 38-foot motorhome, so my Class A dash air is pointless. But when you get into a small motorhome like this, with no more square footage than you're heating or cooling, you don't have to have that generator and that roof air unless you just want it, or in a hurry to cool it off. You know, this one's going to sell quickly, folks. You can park it in a regular parking spot. This is something anybody can drive, from a teenage driver with the ink still wet on their driver's license to an RV veteran. In other words, if you can drive a car, if you can drive a truck, you can drive and park this motorhome with with ease. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Got an RV microwave too in the furnace. It's got everything a big motorhome's got, just shrunk down into an easy to drive and park package. Mileage is good. This is not going to kill you on gas mileage. It's going to get better fuel mileage than a Class C or a Class A. And you get the portability too, folks. This is something that you're always going to have a need for. I mean, you got to put it this way, folks. I've had two couples buy motorhomes like this to travel to casinos and things like that. Use them for a traveling van and stay in a hotel room. It's small enough to do that, and this is actually shorter than most full-size conversion vans. And you get a bathroom, you get generator, you can camp in it, you can use it to travel in, you can stay in a hotel in it. I mean, there's just so many things you can do with this size motorhome, even if you don't camp. It'd be an awesome traveling van. Let's say you've got somebody that's on an auctioning machine. You want to take a cross-country trip. You can run the generator, run your machine, stay in a hotel if you want to, stay in here if you want to. I mean, it's pretty much limitless, folks. You can do whatever you want. Refrigerator's nice and clean. Got a little freezer built into it. 12-volt outlet, DSI water heater. I mean, this thing's got everything my 38-foot Winnebago's got, but just shrunk down into an easy to drive and park and handle package. Fiberglass roof, so you don't have to worry about going up there every year and sealing the whole roof like you do a rubber roof. Very little maintenance. It's going to be checked out, ready to go for $24.09. Now, folks, and also you want to call it, and if you want a copy of what we check out for the price we pay, and it's pretty extensive on a motorhome like this, just call our non-commissioned salespeople. They'll be more than happy to email you or fax you a copy of our checkout inspection report and what we check out. Now, in order to keep our overhead down, which of course means keeps our prices down, we don't check these things out till they're sold, because if we have to check 170 RVs out before we sell them, folks, we're going to have to hire 20 more RV technicians. Those guys aren't cheap. We're going to have to spend a month or two checking all these out, and that's going to take a lot of money. And when we have to spend a lot of money, that means our overhead goes up, that means our prices go up, and that doesn't benefit anybody. So in order to keep our prices the way we keep them and to keep our overhead down, we keep a minimum shop staff of RV technicians. We have 3 right now, and we don't check them out till we sell them, folks. So what you want to do is, when you call to get that inspection report and get a copy of what we check out for the price that we charge, ask your salesperson what the current lead time is on a Class B plus motorhome. Normally they're not that bad on these, because there's, like I said, there's a lot less things to check on these than some other types of motorhomes. So this is something we can normally get done pretty quick. So just want to call, because I don't know when you're watching this video. I don't know what the line in the shop is when you call, but what it is, once this unit's purchased, it's going to go in line in our shop, and when it gets to its spot to go into the service bay, then my guys are going to spend hours and hours on this thing, checking everything on our list to make sure it works great. If they find anything wrong, we're going to fix it or replace it, no matter what it costs, and not go up on the price 1 cent. And all that's included for the $24.9, haggle free out the door. Now, sometimes people just want to take these like they are. That's completely fine. We have no problem with that. We'll even give you a discount. If you don't want it checked out by our technicians, if you don't want the walkthrough, the demonstration, we'll discount this unit the price of what it cost us to inspect it and to pay my RV tech to do a walkthrough inspection. So we can definitely save you some money either way you go. And you can, and keep in mind, if you do take it as is, I can't find anything bad on it myself, but I haven't gone through it like they do. But if you do want to take it as is, folks, of course you take just the good with the bad. Either way you go, you're going to get a heck of a deal, folks. Either way you go, whether you get it ready to go or you take it as is, you're going to get a nice motorhome that's very desirable. Look these things up online and see how very few of these you see for sale. These things don't sit around. The last one I had was more money than this, and I sold it within 2 or 3 hours online for my video. These things are just so ultra rare. They're a whole lot more comfortable, just as easy to drive as a camper van, but they have, to me, twice the living space inside of a camper van, because you can't even turn around in one of those camper vans. And this right here is the same length. It's going to get pretty close to the same fuel mileage, park in the same size spot, but you're going to get a lot more space when you're camping in it. And I'm going to tell you, folks, to me, comfort is a lot more important than trying to get an extra mile or two a gallon. Anyway, give us a call, 706-965-7929, evenings and Sundays. You can get sales help at 423-605-6747. Our website's parkwayrvcenter.com. We're one of the oldest, largest, and most successful independently owned used RV dealerships in business today. We've been in business for 49 plus years. We sell 500 to 600 used RVs a year, and we've got over 170 in stock, which, and you're welcome to fact check this, but we've got more in stock used inventory than any dealer within a 500-mile circle radius of us. And that's including Florida, that's including Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama, Kentucky, the Carolinas, and more. And you can't beat our prices. You know, like I was saying earlier, we concentrate on keeping our overhead down. That allows us to sell these units at a lot lower price than anybody else, because think about it. You go to one of these dealerships that sponsors NASCAR, that spends millions of dollars a year just in advertising. They have these 10, 12, $15 million lots that they owe on up to the neck. They mortgage up to the neck. You go to these dealerships that have 200 or 300 employees they got to pay every week, that have radio commercials, TV commercials, billboards everywhere. Folks, all that means more money they have to spend. The more money a dealer has to spend, the more overhead they have. The higher the overhead the dealer has, the higher their prices are. It's basic economics. You know, we don't have multiple locations. We've been in business 49 years. We never went out and borrowed money. Everything we own's paid for. I guarantee you, folks, you can search nationwide. And I mean, I can't tell you this for sure. Most RV dealers have to finance their RVs to keep them in stock. In other words, they go to the bank just like you do, except the bank charges them a whole lot more interest rate for a 60, 90, or 120-day loan. And the banks keep the titles, and you know they have to pay thousands of dollars in interest, and of course they just pass that cost along to you in the form of higher prices. But I promise you, folks, you look around. I have 170 used RVs out here. Titles in office, all 100% paid for, properties paid for. Only thing we pay is taxes and utilities. That's why our prices are so low. Now, you find another dealership that has 170 used RVs or more on their lot, folks. I guarantee you every one of them, the title's at the bank with a floor plan. And what you do is when you buy from a dealer that has that does that, they're going to float on your money 30, 60, 90 days until they pay it off and you can get your title. Common practice, even though it's technically illegal, but they do it anyway. And if you're not sure about the dealer you're doing business with, ask to see the original title. Not a copy of it, but the original, because they can make a copy of it and then send the original to the bank. We have the copy of the title in office to every single RV in our lot, folks. We don't sell these things unless title's in hand. And we're happy to show you that title before you buy this RV. Now, we can't give it to you, of course, but we'll show you that you have it, and you can see that's a real title. Other dealers can't do that because they're financing their inventory. We don't. We pay cash. This allows us better bargaining power because we buy these things in lots of 10 to 15 or more. And when we have cash, new dealers would rather sell their used inventory to us for cash instead of dealing with another dealer that has to floor plan it and they have to get approval and all that, and it may be 10 days to 2 weeks before the dealer has the money for their trade-ins. And we buy a lot of stuff, folks, including this one, from new dealers that don't sell used RVs. This is the latest thing now, I guess, for the last few years. New RVs, of course, who wants to spend 90 grand on something like this new? But dealers are finding it easier now to pick up the phone, call the new RV dealer, the new RV factory, order 2 of these, 3 of these, 10 of these, 5 of these, and not mess with dealing with used RVs, because the things we do, we have to check them out, we have to pay our RV techs, pay for parts, all that stuff. That's a lot of time, it's a lot of trouble, a lot of money. And dealers are getting away from that, folks. They're getting lazy. That's why you see fewer and fewer dealers selling used RVs. They would just rather, and we're in good with a bunch of them that do this, folks, because like I said, 49 years in business, we obviously got connections. What it is, these dealers we buy from, they get somebody with a trade-in. That's why if you ever take your used RV to a new dealer trade-in, it takes them several minutes or even an hour before they give you a figure, because what they do is they pick up the phone and call all the dealers that buy their used inventory to get a buy figure. And that's exactly what they do for us, folks. And if they trade for it off our figure, they sell it to us, we buy directly from them. And most of the time, new RV trade-ins are in a lot better condition than something that's been sitting in somebody's yard for 2 or 3 years for sale by owner. And that's how we get our inventory. And we'll buy 10 or 15 at a time. It allows us to bargain down the price from the dealer we're buying them from. And the cheaper we pay for it, the cheaper the cheaper the price is on it. So the lower price we get, the lower price you pay. And we've done this for 49 years, so it's obviously we're very experienced and we know what we're doing. We sell 500 to 600 used RVs a year, and when you're buying from a high volume dealer like that, we don't have to get rich on every customer that comes into the lot. My grandfather, who started this company back in 1968, had a saying, and it's simple but it's true to this day. And he said, we make our dollar with 10 dimes instead of 4 quarters. Other dealers would rather sell less inventory and make more per unit, or we would rather make less and sell more. Because people will travel cross country or farther to buy an RV to save the kind of money that we can save you. It doesn't matter if you live 5 miles from us or if you live 5,000 miles from us or anything in between. We're going to make it worth your while to buy from us. And because we keep our prices low, people can justify traveling here to Georgia to buy their next used RV. Other dealers, they want to price their stuff retail plus, market value, whatever. Well, folks, when you look online at these, you're going to see these things for $40,000. I've got this one for $24.9 because I don't have to get rich off whoever buys this motorhome. Because today, we're going to retail 1 to 4 RVs today. Every day we're open for business, we average between 1 to 4 sales every single day. So whether this one sells, the one next to it, the one on the other side of the lot, it doesn't matter to us. We have a set markup where our prices are haggle free, and we keep our prices low by keeping our overhead low. And that's why, folks, we've been in business for 49 years. A simple way of doing business, being a true high volume dealer, is why we're still thriving when other dealers have come and gone. And that's the way we're going to continue to do it, folks. As long as RVs are popular, as long as there's a market for them, we're going to sell them. We're going to sell them for less than anybody else. No commission salespeople and no extra fees. You're not going to get hit up with $2,000 or $3,000 in fees when you get ready to buy one like other dealers do. You know, other dealers don't tell you this till you get ready to sign on the dotted line. But then they're going to start hitting you with thousands of dollars worth of freight fees, prep fees, dock fees, tag fees, title fees, processing fees, get ready fees, corporate fees, warranty fees, whatever they want to charge them, folks, are all 100% dealer profit. All 100% unnecessary to purchase a used or new RV. It's just a way for them to get you to pay several thousand more for the same RV by disguising the profit in the form of extra fees. Folks, 49 years in business, family owned and operated for 3 generations now. We charge no extra fees. This way, there's no games, no gimmicks, no surprises. You know what you're going to pay before you get here. You see the condition of it on the video and the pictures, so there's no surprises there, because I'm going to point out every flaw I see or mention it, anything that we're not going to fix. Because folks, when you sell 500 to 600 used RVs a year, you often have multiple buyers wanting to buy the same RV. I had a guy here earlier today from South Georgia come to look at a motorhome, and while he was on the lot, I had a guy from Nashville call and left a deposit on it over the telephone because he wanted it. And that's what happens, folks. You know, whoever puts money on it first gets it. Last one of these I had sold in 2 or 3 hours. This one right here, it may sell quicker than that. Who knows? But give us a call, 706-965-7929, evenings and Sundays, 423-605-6747. We don't have any games here, no commission salespeople. We have financing available with approved credit and 10% down or more. It just depends on what your credit score is and your credit history. We don't make money on the financing. We don't mark interest rates up. Other dealers do. We don't offer you a bunch of unnecessary services. We do offer nationwide delivery. You just pay whatever it costs us to bring this motor home to you. Not a dime more. We don't make any profit on delivery. We'll pick you up for free if you want to fly in. You know, it's so cheap to fly in now, folks, in Chattanooga, Tennessee. You can fly in here from California for $400 or $500. We'll pick you up for free during business hours. It's about 15 minutes from us. That Chattanooga, Tennessee airport, bring you back here, and you can drive this thing home after it's been checked out, or if you want to buy it as is. Like I said, folks, you know, these things aren't ready to go yet, so unless you want to take it as is, you're not going to be able to come up here and get it the same day you look at it. But if you pay for it, it goes in line. It'll get done quickly, I promise, and as quick as we possibly can, and you'll be well pleased with the results. Anyway, 706-965-7929 is our phone number. Evenings and Sundays, 423-605-6747. If you call us, folks, you're not going to talk to high-pressure salespeople. My guys get paid the same whether you buy this motor home or not. It doesn't matter to them as far as their paycheck's concerned. So, it's like I was saying, folks, no games, no gimmicks, no surprises. And obviously, we don't play, and we don't expect that from the buyer either, because when you sell 500 to 600 used RVs a year, you don't have time for games, gimmicks, drama, or trouble, or anything like that from either the buyer or the seller. So we keep things very, very simple, very open. You can come here and look at all these RVs without a salesperson puppy dogging you around. Not another dealer around that has 170 used RVs that lets you look at them completely unescorted during business hours. They're all priced on the window. I mean, they're all haggle-free prices. They're all included checkout and more. Can't get any more simpler than that, folks. Give us a call, drop us an email. This little 21-foot Starflyte by Dynamax, it's not going to last long. Thank you for watching. Look forward to seeing you here in beautiful Ringgold, Georgia.